never met my father until late 1945 when he returned home from the war in the Pacific. I was 7 years old. We lived on a farm near Iron Mound, Oklahoma, and every day we delivered our eggs to Miss Louise's general store. Usually by late afternoon, most folks had gone home for supper, but that day a crowd gathered to shop for gossip, groceries, and hardware. As I scooted past Daddy to set the eggs on the counter, the chatter in the store decayed to a murmur. Everyone was staring at my father. He shook like a scared dog as he whispered, "Let the dead bury the dead. Let the dead bury the dead." To make it worse, Sheriff Lundy was there with the same grin he had when I knocked over a stack of dishes and Daddy dropped to the floor and peed himself. Seeing Lundy made my stomach ache. The bell above the door jingled, and old Mr. Tanner, who came by every evening at 5 o'clock to buy a Dr. Pepper, stepped inside just as Daddy spun around to leave. My father's elbow caught Mr. Tanner in the chest, and the little man went down in a heap. Without saying so much as a sorry, Daddy left him on the floor and bolted from the store. Lundy tossed $1 and a new pair of leather gloves onto the counter. "I reckon the Japs broke that boy," he said. My father came home without any cast or crutches. The blisters on his hands were from putting in a new fence. Miss Louise ordered the sheriff to hush, then gave me a handful of candy corn. "Gracie, go on, your daddy'll be waiting." "But he forgot to buy gloves. He's got blisters," I said. She gave me Lundy's pair, pocketed the $1, and winked. "Tell your daddy no need to pay for 'em since the sheriff already did." Lundy sputtered like he'd swallowed a gnat. After I climbed in the truck and Daddy wheeled back into the street, I scooted the gloves over next to his leg. "Miss Louise said to give you these. Sheriff's paying for 'em." Daddy kept his gaze on the road, lowered the window, and threw those brand new gloves from the cab. On the way home, he rolled a cigarette and lit it while I sucked on my candy one piece at a time. My father wasn't broken, but that didn't mean he wasn't as mysterious and unsolvable as long division.